There's been so much hype about Seedance 2.0 that I almost didn't want to try it. But I did, and it's good. It's doing better than any other AI video model I've tried with action shots and physics in general. It does well at creating multi-shot sequences, dialogue scenes, and it can even lip sync to audio that you provide if you don't want to just use some random voices. I'm going to show you some stuff I've created with it, not just the cherry-picked best examples from all over the internet, and we'll create a video together using Seedance 2.0 on Dzine, which is the sponsor of this video. I'll leave a link to Dzine in the description if you want to check them out. Let's create a video with Seedance 2.0. Logged into Dzine on the home page, we could start right here in this quick creation area where you can create an image, a video, a motion control, or a lip sync. To use Seedance 2, we just click on AI Video. Make sure Seedance 2 is the video model that's selected from all those that are available on Dzine. Add any of our references up there, choose all our settings, enter the prompt, and then hit the go button. That would create a new project. Everything in Dzine is organized into projects. This quick create option is awesome, but we can also go ahead and create a new project, and that way we can give it a name, set up the canvas size, and bring in the images that I want to work with, drag and drop them right here on the canvas. In the top right, if we switch over to the layers tab, we can see that each one of the images that we dragged and dropped in there is on its own layer. This image on top is my character Ainsley. The second image down is me. Then we'll go ahead and grab this bottom layer and move it up one. That's a lounge area at a tech trade show. And then the last layer is a VR demo area. Go ahead and make all those layers visible again. Down at the bottom of our canvas in the center, we have another create area like we had on the home page. We can create AI images, video, or motion control. So if we needed to create images for our video or just to create images, click this AI image button, give it a prompt, add any reference images, select the model that you want to use, then adjust the settings. Dzine even has a color palette selection where you can choose one of these color palettes for your generated image to follow. Select your aspect ratio and resolution and hit the go button, and your generated image will show up over here on the right under this results tab. Click that so you see what's generated. We've already got our images, so we're ready to go to video. We could do that right here in the bottom center, or you can go over in the left menu and click AI Video. All the options and settings are the same in these two places. I think the horizontal layout of this one here on the canvas might be easier to see in the video, so that's what we'll use. I'll go ahead and close out this sidebar here and come back down, make sure we've got AI Video selected. The model's already set to Seedance 2.0, which is what we want to use. Dzine has tons of other video models to pick from if you want to try something different. It's currently set on start and end frame, where you'd supply the first frame of the video that you want to generate and optionally the end frame. You don't have to do an end frame, but you can also switch that up. Dzine has an any frame mode where you can drop in up to 6 images and it will string them together in a video. Now that's not available with Seedance 2.0, but the other option here, reference, that is available with Seedance 2.0. And if you click that, you'll see which other models will work with reference images, not just a start and end frame. We're going to stick with Seedance 2.0, and with this reference mode in Seedance 2.0, we can give it up to 12 references, mixing images, video, and audio. To add those references, we'll just click this plus media button. You can drag and drop things right into this panel if you don't have them on your canvas yet. But since we dropped all of our images on the canvas when we created this project, all we need to do is just select them all, click confirm. Now here in our prompt box, all those images have been added and they've each been tagged image 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I also want to add an audio file here that I don't have in my project yet, so let's click the plus media button again, and then I'll drag and drop my audio file right there. You can also select a consistent character to use in your video if you've created one on Dzine, or select images from your history. Now that we've got all our references attached, time to write the prompt and put them all together. Seedance 2.0 seems to like it when you start with the camera direction first, so that's what we'll do. We'll say medium shot of the man from, and then we'll click the @ symbol. That opens up all our references here, and we'll select image 1, that's the image of me, and the woman from, and we'll do the @ symbol again and click on image 2 here, sitting together on a gray modular sofa in the Tech Expo lounge shown in, and we'll do @ symbol, and that lounge is in image 3. So we'll click on that. Looking at a tablet together, the man suddenly checks his watch, looks alarmed, and speaks the words in. Now I want to reference this audio because this audio is actually me speaking. I recorded some audio there. So we'll click the @ symbol and we'll select the audio file that I added, which is odd1. Now I don't have an audio file for Ainsley, so I just said that she's going to react and says, and then I put in quotes what I want her to say so it can go ahead and generate that speech on its own. Then we're going to stand up. A wide tracking shot is going to follow both of us through this trade show floor, and we should sit down in the 2 empty seats at that VR demo station shown in, we'll do the @ symbol again, and image 4. Give it a little more detail and tell it we should be slightly out of breath, settling in. Add a few little technical details like the 35mm lens, cool blue trade show lighting, and that we want our faces animated and expressive throughout. Now we're asking for an awful lot here. We have 4 reference images. We have audio that we want it to lip sync. We have multiple camera movements. We've got some physics things going on with us running through a crowd. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but we're going to give it a shot. Let's come down here to the settings. We do want 16:9, but let's change this from 480p to 720p. And then for the duration, I want to give it long enough to do everything I'm asking it to do, but I don't want to give it any extra time and have it need to make up weird things that I don't want. So let's try this at maybe like 12 seconds. I think that might be the place to be. We'll find out. We can click out of there. The sound is always on for Seedance 2.0. It's built in, can't be turned off. That's fine. This next thing is the number of characters in the prompt. We've used 752 characters out of a maximum 1800. We're in good shape there. Then right next to the go button, it shows us how many credits it's going to take for this generation. It'll be 792 video credits based on the length and the resolution. So let's click the go button. Over on the right up top, it says waiting for 20 to 50 minutes. In my experience, it is not taking nearly that long. It's not lightning fast, but it's also not taking 20 to 50 minutes. And 8 minutes later, our video's ready. Let's check it out.
Ah, crap. We forgot about that VR demo thing. We gotta hustle over there. Maybe they'll still let us in.
I hope we can get through this mess fast enough.
Well, it's not perfect, but there's a lot of good stuff happening here. It basically got all the shots, us sitting in the lounge, us sprinting across the trade show floor, and then arriving at the VR demo and sitting down in the empty spots. It did pretty well with the lip sync using the audio that I provided. It maintained the consistency of the characters, both me and Ainsley, throughout all the shots. And I'm not seeing anything really bad, like awful morphing or big time wonkiness. Now, I'm not sure why I'm wearing 2 watches, one on each wrist. I don't really know what it did with my hair, or why it chose to put me in a blazer and a different t-shirt and keep Ainsley's outfit the same as in the reference image. But I didn't specify clothing, so I can't really blame it for that. And our sprint across the trade show floor is pretty short. It looks like the booth we need to be in is right next to where we are. Maybe if I'd bumped that up to a 15-second duration, maybe it would have had us take a little longer trek across the trade show floor. But again, for a first attempt and everything that I asked it to do, this is pretty impressive. Now let's take a look at some Seedance 2.0 videos I already created on Dzine, and I'll put the input type, all the settings, references, and prompt on the screen so you can see exactly what I did to get what I got. Here I wanted to use some references, like this image as the establishing shot, and fly down into this backyard where this man and this woman are playing with a dog. Then cut to them walking into this kitchen from outside. To help it keep my characters consistent for the whole video, I created these contact sheets of the man and the woman, and then used those contact sheets as the character reference images rather than the single image of the man and the single image of the woman. I got this technique from Tao Prompts. If you're not already watching his channel, check him out. Just take this single image of the character and on AI image, drop in the prompt. I'll leave it in the description. Make any changes you want and be sure to select Nano Banana Pro as the model. Change the aspect ratio and resolution and generate to get your contact sheet. And using that technique, here's how my video turned out. Seedance 2 kept my characters consistent throughout, maybe a little too consistent because there's not much movement or changes in their faces. I think that could be improved by addressing it in the prompt, letting the model know that I want their facial expressions to match and adapt to the moment. Otherwise, it seemed to completely understand the shot sequence I wanted, and it delivered. They say it's best to direct Seedance 2.0 with the camera stuff at the beginning of the shot, so that's how I started the description of every shot, describing what kind of shot or what the camera is doing. The video we created earlier, the one where it changed my hairdo. It probably wouldn't have done that if I'd used this character sheet technique like I did in this video to keep the character consistent. Here's one where I just gave it a text prompt. Fight scenes are notoriously difficult for AI models, but I think this is one of the best I've seen so far. The audio is a little off, the whoosh noises on the swing seem a bit too much, and sometimes it sounds like punches are landing when they aren't, but that would be easy enough to fix and not a deal breaker for me anyway. Here's another one from just a text prompt. No images uploaded as starting frames or references or anything else. I just gave it a text description and let it go.
They know you took the files. Let them come. I'm tired of running.
For this one, I specified the duration of each shot, like 0 to 3 seconds, 3 to 6 seconds, and so on. And it followed my direction on that very well. For the audio, I didn't upload any dialogue for this one. I just included in the prompt, in quotes, the lines that I wanted each character to say and when I wanted them to say those things, and it turned out good. Let's take a look at my very first attempt at creating a video with Seedance 2.0.
We need to talk.
The maximum resolution for Seedance 2.0 is 720p, and that's what I used for all the other videos that we've looked at and created today. But for this video, since it was my very first try, I went ahead and ran it at 480p to conserve credits. Fortunately, Dzine has a video upscaler, so I went ahead and used that to upscale this to 1080p, and that's what we're looking at now. To create this with Seedance, I just gave it these 3 images as references, and they don't have the same color grading or anything. It was really just an experiment to see how or if it would bring these things together and tell a story. And I'm impressed. It followed my simple prompt that was lacking a lot of detail, and it made these 3 random images that don't really blend into something. This actually got me excited about what I might be able to do if I used images that were actually meant to go together as part of the same story. For this one, I used one image as the starting frame. Every time a new AI video model comes out, I try to create a video like this, and they have all sucked. I usually end up with a lot of blurriness, the gymnast having 4 legs at some point with no head or arms, morphing, head spinning like Linda Blair, and otherwise just awful and unusable outputs. But I'm impressed with what Seedance 2.0 did here. It did really well with the physics, some of the peripheral details like the sides of the mat flapping out when she lands, and keeping her together. If you go frame by frame, there are a couple of frames near the end where the body isn't quite right, but you really gotta study it to see that, and overall, Seedance did a great job with this one. For comparison, I ran the same prompt and starting image with Kling 3.0 and got this. I generated this without the built-in sound, that's why it's silent, but her launch into the routine seems off. She gets weird blurry toward the end, and that last air flip defies physics. She's basically standing at that point and doesn't do anything to get the momentum for the jump and flip. She basically just spontaneously levitates. Seedance did way better with the physics. And then there's VO 3.1. It starts off weird like slow motion and she's running in place or can't get traction. Her feet melt a bit, then she squats and touches the mat for some reason before she pops up and her front transforms into her back and vice versa. Then she does a flip while suspended in air, grows an extra head, and her left leg disappears and regrows before landing. So I'll take the Seedance version of this one all day long. Now I've heard a lot of rumbling about Seedance 2.0 not being available in the US or refusing to create videos that include realistic faces. I'm in the US and I've had access to Seedance 2.0 through Dzine for well over a week, long before I saw people posting that it was finally available in the US. And I haven't had any problems using images with faces as the starting frames or reference images with Seedance 2.0. Using this image as a start frame, I wanted to create a short chase scene. Now, I've been accused of being too picky, so let me start by saying that this one did impress me, and overall, it's really good. A few seconds in, I can feel the speed, the camera's doing its thing as the cars go through the intersection and open up in the straightaway, and it keeps things consistent without any weird morphing and whatnot. Now, I did see some imperfections, and I just can't help myself but to point them out. For instance, it starts off a little bit slow, but that could be fixed by trimming off the first second of the clip. The number on the top of the police car is gibberish, but I really can't blame the model because it's just trying to interpret what was up there in my start frame, and I didn't give it any help in the prompt. I'm not sure about the tires screeching as they go around the turn on the wet, rainy pavement, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, the Dukes of Hazzard somehow had cars squealing wheels on dirt roads, so I guess this isn't so bad. I went ahead and ran that one again with the prompt slightly tweaked and got this. A much slower start, the cars going around the turn seem a little off, but less wheel squealing. But then the straightaway shot is really good, and it put the police car in the other lane, which is either really cool or really not, I guess depending on your perspective. I tried it with a different start frame image, this time where we're behind the cars, and a few little tweaks to the prompt, and got this. Another really slow start, again, clip off the first second and that would solve that issue. It didn't do the turn at the intersection, but the straightaway shot's good, and it has the black sports car kind of pulling away from the police car, which adds a little intensity. If I was putting this together for a project, the first one would probably be my pick, but I might try cutting it with pieces of the second and or third one in a video editor to make the scene a little bit longer and use the best parts of each one. I've created all the videos we've looked at today on Dzine, which is an AI image and video platform that offers image and video generation and editing, lip sync, including multi-character lip sync, consistent characters, and lots of other creative AI tools, along with a big selection of image and video generation models, all in one place under one subscription. Dzine's creator plan is $24.99 a month or $20 a month if you pay annually. That includes 3,000 image credits and 3,000 video credits per month, and it says all video models, but it doesn't list Seedance 2.0 specifically, so I don't know if that just hasn't been updated or if you need to be on the master plan or higher to use Seedance 2.0. The master plan is $59.99 a month or $50 a month if you pay annually, and that includes unlimited image credits and 9,000 video credits per month and access to all the tools and models, and it specifically lists Seedance 2.0 in the video models. I'll leave a link to Dzine in the description of this video so you can check them out. My name is Bob, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you found this video helpful or at least entertaining, and I hope you'll come back and join me for another video.